Welcome to another edition of Mindset Profits. And I must say, it's been such an interesting and crazy roller coaster ride to get to this point. So, thank you for all those subscriptions. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Today, we want to talk about side hustles. It's already getting to you.
It's already getting to me, you know. And I must say, I'm loving the space. Mindset profits. You know? I think, and today it's such an amazing topic that we are discussing.
It's a cool topic because since you hijacked my intro, you might as well introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Reggie, and my surname is Mashabela. Usually, when I'm with Mr. Ntandong, Shai Tagazel, Kirikina. Mashabela Mukwena Milal you know. So I think you're hijacking me as I was trying to like tap into this like mindset thing. You know? I think even in the space of being a side hustler or trying to find yourself to have something on the side, like the mindset is very big. Important. You know. Because look, most of us really, we have a potential to think of something, you know. It's just that we are the ones who have sort of kept or disqualified ourselves to think outside beyond what we are exposed to. You know,
okay.
So I love such a space. You know?
Welcome to this space.
I love this space, and I'm very excited to be joining. You know, I believe that I will also be sharing
some nuggets, right?
Some nuggets, what I went through. You know,
experiences. Beautiful. So the reason why I have Reggie here, he is a good friend of mine, a young man I absolutely admire. Sends and confesses in his
I didn't know. You see, maybe that's one of the benefits of being in a good mindset profit, because such confessions get to happen. You know, it's a space of unfamiliarity. Masibis.
So what I've said about you in many circles is this young man makes a lot of money on side hustles. He makes more money than a lot of entrepreneurs who are doing this full time. And every time I say this, there are many people that ask me, where is he? When is he coming to Mindset Profit? We want to hear how he does it.
Sure.
So I'm really happy that you're here today. So let's get into it.
Yeah, you know, as you're saying that, actually, I have a bit of a testimony, and which will basically show or prove why we really need these side hustles, you know. So at work, I'm in the sales space, you know, and you know how it can fluctuate. And now you're used to a particular salary, and then 1 month things are bad, you know. And I think, yes, this May is one of the months where actually started in April, where like I was not doing too well, you know, in terms of sales
at work.
But I still survived. And when I try and trace how,
side hustle,
it came through for me. I mean, even now I know there's certain things that still need to be paid. I'm not panicking at all. You know, it actually put me, having a side hustle gave me an opportunity to be at peace and still be able to think, okay, what is another way out? You'll agree with me. Finances play a very vital part in us, in our well-being as individuals. Imagine if now I'm sitting and I'm like, sure, the bank balance is not balancing, and then I'm only waiting for the next month when I'm receiving another salary. You know, so it's crazy.
That's a lot of stress, right?
It's a lot of stress. And I mean, to anyone back at home who's already maybe trying to think of how would I survive, you know, stay tuned. You know, stay tuned. You
feel like you're on radio.
No, they should stay tuned. You know, when one is playing a YouTube channel and then they're like, they are talking to those who are self-employed.
In this category.
You know? In this category. No, this is for everyone. And today you're going to learn that each one of us are actually, we actually have a potential of being entrepreneurs. We're actually entrepreneurs, according to me, when I analyze, because daily you go to work to sell a particular skill. So you are automatically a salesperson, you know. So that particular skill you are selling to work you can sell it outside of work if possible, or you can think of other things that you can basically sell outside of work.
Okay, interesting. So let's get into it. I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
A couple of side hustles that you've started. I think the first one that comes to mind every time I think about you is COVID.
Sure.
COVID. What happened there?
Yeah. So look, COVID. This is what happened. There was this gentleman who used to own a production company, like renting out of sound equipment, you know. And then he happened to say he no longer wants the business, and we were like the regular customers. He then offered to say, I'm selling this equipment. Are you guys interested? You know, right there and there, with this young man that I was always with. He's like, no, let's buy the sound. You know, we purchased the sound. Then I think we used.
Do you remember how many speakers roughly?
I think it was.
Or what kind of event you could host with what?
Yeah,
the sound
it was really small. Hey, it was really small. Maybe 4 tops and 2 double bass bins. I don't know if you know those.
Well, I know. I don't know if people listening, but so that's 8 speakers.
Yeah,
no, 6 speakers each.
6 somewhere there. You know, and yeah, we purchased. I think we only ran about 1 or 2 gigs. Then COVID hit. Remember, during COVID, no events, and you can't plug speakers for people in their houses.
How much had you spent to buy the speakers?
I think it was around. He gave us a discount, and looking at 35, 40K, you know, because I remember I gave him a once-off 30K, and then I had to
payment plan.
Yes, and pay him extra, you know. Other things he would sell me separate, like he would come with a Shure mic and be like, okay, here, this one give me 2005, you know. Then I would purchase all of that. And I mean, there's certain things which were sort of short, you know. I also had to spend some money to
top it up.
Yeah, to top
it
up.
So you spend all this money. If I'm doing my numbers, you sure be around 50, 60K.
Yes, somewhere there.
How did you finance that at the time?
Yeah, from my pocket. Yeah, from the salary, the seed. From the salary, which is the seed, you know. Yeah, and of which I think really that's the attitude we need to use. You know?
Savings, save
yeah,
until
maybe yes, utilizing your savings, or of course on savings you must have a goal. We don't just save. Although I was just saving at that time, I didn't know what to use this money for. You know. Oh yes, actually I was thinking in the coming years I'll be moving. You know, so maybe I might need some funds to put as a deposit or for furniture purposes, you know.
Or you were planning to buy a house.
Yes.
And
you know.
you started saving.
Yes.
And then this came
up. And, you know, as an entrepreneur, like, purchase assets. These assets will make money and, you know, I'll get to finance my house or buy the things that I would need in the house using these particular assets that I'm purchasing.
Interesting. All right. So you buy this equipment, you spend all this money off your savings, which does some depletion.
Sure.
And then COVID hits. So now the opportunity to get your money back
it's gone. It was gone, you know. But I don't know. I think I was not too stressed because I knew it's a side hustle. The equipment is there, you know. And I just thought, really, the gentleman might have given me a good discount. So if I were to sell this stuff, I would possibly recover my money, you know. So now we had to think out of the box, you know. There's COVID. 2 options. It's either we cry like all the other people about how we are about to die, or we see an opportunity of how we can make money during those times. So we are the ones who chose the second options. The second option,
the opportunity.
Yeah, to find an opportunity. Started doing research around this COVID thing. Well, it was mostly dominating in China that time. So we asked the internet, how is China dealing with this thing? And then we would see people spraying the road with these big machines. Okay. So possibly we will need these machines here in South Africa.
When COVID lands here.
It has already landed, but then we're still trying to find our feet. How do we deal? I mean, the main thing was wear your mask, but then in spaces where COVID passed or was present,
They were not safe.
It means people now are scared to go into those spaces. And then the internet is saying, for those spaces to return back to their best safety state, they need to spray. They need to fumigate that particular space. Okay, cool. Now we started investigating how do we get the equipment.
This is all internet research.
Yeah. I'm telling you, me and the gentleman, Mpo, we would sit on a call every night from like 9 p.m. Googling, sending each other links. Oh, read about this, okay, this is where we can get another machine. And then, the funny story, another one is that after we've like managed to get these machines, we wanted to do proposals to the taxi industry. Hey, we went to primary schools, and I remember one system of ours failed us there, but we're like really knocking at every door, And then eventually, we started getting business,
So you went and bought the equipment?
Yeah, we bought the equipment, had the equipment, added them. I think we ended up having like 3 machines.
You were buying the machines here in South Africa, or you imported?
No, here in South Africa.
Okay.
So some had arrived. There is this one we wanted. It was outside of the country, and then we found this friend of ours who had, but their price was ridiculous, But we then thought, you know what, let's work with what we have now, and then we'll check if ever there's a need. We'll then go for this other machine that we wanted. But we then, the smoke machine for events.
Yeah,
we got that one. So it was solving what we needed from that other one.
You mean the 360 camera?
No. Fog machine.
Because you ended up buying that too.
No, that one, it's at the later stage. COVID was gone then. There's a smoke machine. You see, when during events, we bought that smoke machine. It worked during COVID. There was a particular chemical for it. So that smoke would have some disinfectant in it, and then by you switching it on in that particular space, it deals with COVID.
Do you remember on average, just on average at the time?
So let's say maybe the smoke machine, I think it was around 5,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean in terms of sales.
During
that time, before the competition came in.
Yeah, before the competition came in, I'm telling you, would sell at 35K per month. With us like going in, we were COVID experts during that time. Wearing jumpsuits, disposable jumpsuits, our glasses, and a mask. We get into a place, we find people sitting outside. We ask, what's the problem? No, someone died of COVID that side. And then we're like, okay, so you guys are not going in. No, we're waiting for you. And then we will go in, and we start fumigating. And then after 2 hours, we tell them, you can go in. Like right after we've passed the place, people were comfortable with getting into that space, And during COVID, remember there were those levels where the president would say, no,
family meeting.
Yeah,
now
family
we're moving
meeting,
to level
we're moving
2.
lower. When they move lower, the people in the entertainment space, they call us for gigs. So we're winning either way, One time they eased the restrictions, and then we had a gig. We went and gigged.
The sound business
business took off. We ran a gig, and then the president felt, no. You guys are misbehaving. So either way, we were celebrating. So whether it's the levels are being strengthened or lowered, we would celebrate. Yeah, but sometimes it would be so quiet in the COVID space where we would be sitting and be like, no, Mr. President must make a plan. It's been long we haven't been gigging this side, So these people, they must
needs
call
to
us
relax the
again.
levels.
Yeah. You know?
So you were one
that
of
was
those.
that was the
All right,
fumigation
so
business. Yeah.
when you look at that business, at what point did you decide to shut it down, the fumigation business? And how were you managing the money? Did you use the money well, or it became the kind of money that you really enjoyed?
I think we enjoyed the money. Yeah, we enjoyed the money. But one of our strongest point was mostly on reinvesting. You know, I think because the sound business we knew is something we like. You know, so whenever we see something sound related, we'd then buy. But otherwise, we enjoyed the money.
Also, some of it went to build the sound business.
But the thing is, there was no any form of accountability. If you were to ask us how much you made and then how much did you enjoy and how much did you put back into the business,
so you have your own I blew it
yeah
story.
Sure, I do have but mine is
subtle.
nice, you know, because I blew it
And you
with
bounce back.
assets with a little bit of assets available, you know, but I did blow it.
And the assets were financing your moment.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so now I guess that's good, that's safe. And you did build the sound business. So this business competition comes, you had to drop your prices, and you ended up shutting it down and moved full time to the sound business.
Yes. So now the fumigation business, here's the thing. There was an opportunity that now we could go into like your pest control and all of that. But now the problem was that now we had to go and get some accreditation, study around it, you know. Yeah, and we just thought, you know what, no.
Too much.
Yeah, it's too much. For now, maybe let's let it go, you know. The equipment is still there. I took it home. I took it home. Maybe in the near future, one can consider getting into the pest control business, which I highly doubt. It's quite a lot at the moment, you know. But at least the assets are there. So we then had to shift the focus. Say, no, COVID is gone, you know. Maybe let's shift the focus and
focus on the sound business.
Sound business.
All right. So I like one thing you said about the sound business, that you focus strongly on reinvestment. So the money that you make, there's always a good portion that goes to buying more of the assets.
Yeah.
And you've done that since that time and up to now. One thing you've told me is you can run 5 big events in one day, and send 5 people, 5
different
groups
places
to 5 sites, 5 gigs.
Sure.
Because of how well you've reinvested.
Yeah, each giving you a minimum revenue of like 4,000, 5,000, you know. So, I think that was a good move, because
I remember that you're saying minimum.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember one time there's a gig that we were doing, and there's this competitor gentleman who's in the same business, you know, and he's like, hey, I hear you guys are handling that gig. Do you have capacity? And we told him, look, capacity
is not an issue.
You know? And we pushed that event, you know, because usually people, when there's like maybe a celebrity in that particular event, now they become scared, you know, because you're thinking, hey, will they be happy with my mic? Will they be happy with my sound system? But we pushed the gig, you know, it was successful. You know, capacity was there, you know,
because of the reinvestment.
Yeah.
How do you think around it though? Do you reinvest a certain percentage, or you just go as you feel?
Yeah, I go as I feel, you know. And also, look, this industry, there are people even now who are trying to come out of it. Others are coming out due to financial constraints, you know. So you sort of always need to have some form of capital or some income in case someone says, hey, I'm tired of this particular speaker. I want to sell it. And usually the price is like really cheap, you know.
So now you have that predator mindset. You are looking for entrepreneurs that are giving up.
And then we purchase, you know. So that's, I mean, when I check, maybe about 60% of the equipment came from that, you know. someone feeling like they want to give up, they put it on Facebook Market. I think that's like one of the spaces I'm always there, especially after, like, for instance, Good Friday time, I did about 5 gigs at once, meaning the income was quite good, Now, instead of killing all of it, I'm thinking, sure, let's see who is selling their equipment. Then we start checking, what is it that I need, or would it make sense? Okay, let's get this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. So how does property come into the picture?
So property, COVID also. Sure. Yeah.
So COVID was good for you.
COVID was quite good, because during COVID, that's when I bought also the property where I'm staying. And then there happened to be another property, in Centurion that was being sold, and the price was like really affordable. Then put through the application. So that one, I would also like to go into an angle of your salary, how you can actually make it work for you.
That's beautiful.
We'll talk a lot about that. We'll talk about that, and you'll agree with me that when you have a salary, that can sort of be easy to obtain.
Than when you're an entrepreneur.
When you're an entrepreneur, like there's a lot of paperwork that you need to fix. But if you have a salary, and the creditor, the financial institutions, they find it easy to lend you money because of this guaranteed income.
They can predict how much how able you will be to pay back.
To pay back. So I used my salary for my benefit.
Okay.
Where I would then say, okay, so if ever I obtain this property, put in a tenant, the tenant will be able to cover both the rental income plus maybe levies. And then if I'm earning 10,000 and then I'm able to draw out maybe 5,000 from rent, then the financial institution will recognize my income as 15,000. Then I can actually go and obtain another one.
So that's how you got a bond, a mortgage for the first, and then a mortgage for the second.
Second one.
Because now the first was showing you that there's
it's showing
more income
rental
coming.
rental income coming in. Okay, and then now the banks are saying, oh, there's rental income. It's recognized, it's a recognizable income because I have a proof of income, which is a lease agreement. So then went into more properties. Other properties, of course, is those that were bought cash, but then with a collaboration with other people, and then, there is where you find young people who are like-minded like you. You agree, draft a contract, and then you save money towards purchasing these properties cash.
So 100,000, 100,000, 100,000,
Yes.
and then you come together.
You come together, we purchase the property cash, So, but back to the salary. If one looks at it, it's not only with property. There's a lot of opportunities that you can venture into using your salary as a seed. So the problem, which I think most of the time we have, remember, a salary can give you comfortability. Because I'll get paid, it's fine. And then you don't even see a need to be going into side hustles and all of that because you have a good salary.
You're comfortable.
Yeah, you're comfortable. But here's the thing. If you check the growth of your salary and then you check how things are getting more and more expensive, they do not match.
So and over time, you're getting poorer
and poorer, yes.
Just slightly each year, progressively.
Exactly. That's why, and in economics, would say this: the more your income, the more your demands. And also, if ever I was earning a 15,000 and I bought a 2014 Polo Vivo, people's desires when there is a new Polo TSI, they are thinking I have to upgrade. Then they purchase, and this is a liability that is not bringing me any form of income. And yes, we'll discuss the issue of an asset and a liability because it also depends. In my world, I can't just define my car as a liability. It depends what my car can do for me. I can buy a BMW 2 Series and then declare it as an asset.
Because you are?
I have an idea. I can build an idea there and say, okay, because this car is looking good and everywhere I pass they like it. Look, I can drop you off at your metric dance gigs with this car. A drop off is 2.5 for that day, and then I come and pick you up again. So it all depends. How
Or
we
in
look
general, just rent it out or get into Uber.
Exactly, yeah. So depending on the type of vehicle that you're having, So where I would like to take us is on how we can utilize our salaries to work for us. We need to check what we are purchasing, especially on credit. We can purchase items that have a potential of generating an income for us. And of course, we need thorough research around that.
That's beautiful, because you're basically saying if you have a salary, one thing you should be asking yourself is,
Sure.
on a month-to-month basis, how much of my spending goes to buying assets that will help me in future?
Correct. That will help me in future. Back to this again. The cost of living has been going up and up again, and then financial advisors or people in the financial space would tell you, cut down on this, and then you will cut down until there's nothing to cut. We saw it during the time when repo rate kept on increasing, and then even inflation, petrol, like a lot of things were increasing during that time. On top of that, we are adding load shedding. Like things were just tough. Now, always we have to go back and review our finances, which is cool. But then, is there nothing that you can do maybe to increase your earnings? So that you don't stay on the 15,000. You make sure you beat the inflation.
I get you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the advice now. You've clearly learned from side hustles that you've been building, and they continue to keep giving.
Sure.
Which is why you're saying you are comfortable.
Yeah, sure. I'm comfortable. Like, I think at this stage, even if I see work-wise things are not too well, I'm still in a better mental state, to what is the next plan. Let's look at the assets that we have, what can they do for me? Another thing which actually in these previous months, as the income was not as I'm used to, I recalled that there's an investment I made to purchase items from outside of the country, and I was starting another business with a partner of selling content tools.
Oh, you saw there are a lot of content creators. They need gadgets.
Saw an opportunity. It's like, these people, I know they like comfortability. You know how you would have a big tripod that you can't fit. You need like a big bag to fit it in. Yeah, I then researched
tripods, lighting, and stuff.
Yeah, I found small tripod that you can fold to be this small. Imported it from China. Sold around 5, and saw the market likes it. Quickly. Then the next order I placed there 40.
40 of them.
Yeah, 40 of them. Which very soon I'm going to list them at the stores, where like most influencers like going for their content tools. So the aim is that in the near future we open a store where we are dealing only with content tools.
Will that still be a side hustle for you, though, or this time you're going to evolve into full-time entrepreneurship?
No, it's a side hustle. It's a side hustle. And let me tell you something, Mr. Ntando. A lot of us, we talk about time. That's another excuse for us not to have side hustles. We talk about time. And on talking about time, most of us, even as we do not have side hustles, we can't account for our time. And this time is money. And you know what's the fair thing about this time subject?
Yeah.
In South Africa or in the whole world, we have a lot of inequality due to like income, where you come from. But if ever there's a space where each person is allocated equally, it's time. You don't have 25 hours. You have the very same 24 hours as I, but then it can find that you value your time that much that you always, whatever you do or you utilize your time on, it has to always be something productive. A lot of us spend time on social media that doesn't even pay us. Not to say I'm saying social media is bad. Social media, we can learn a lot in those spaces. I mean, Mindset Profit is also those platforms where we are learning. It's social media. We get here, we learn. But do you allocate your time accordingly? In the finance space, it's like budget. Without a budget, we have what we call unallocated funds.
Unallocated funds.
Yeah,
They
so
just
without
disappear.
a plan around your day, around your week, around your month, you have unallocated time. And then when a friend calls you and say, we are partying where it's easy for you. Then you start thinking, I don't have time to start a side hustle. Who will manage the side hustle? And here's another problem. When we start a side hustle, most of us are thinking we must start a multi-million company. That's where we get it wrong. Side hustle, you can start it like really small. We have online platforms these days,
AI,
where it's very busy online. It's busy other than you running on the street trying to promote your item. You sit at home, you build a profile and push consistency, and people will start buying your product.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you maybe 4 or 5 popular questions that people have when it comes to this topic of side hustles. How do you find good ideas? How do you go about, or how do you advise people find ideas, good ideas to use as side hustles?
Sure. I would say knowledge. Be hungry for knowledge, And number 2, look for problems.
I thought that would be your number 1.
Yeah. No, remember, knowledge would then... Okay, maybe let's say number 1 is problems. Look for problems. And then acquire knowledge around those problems. And then in acquiring knowledge around those problems, you will then be able to identify solutions. How do I solve this particular problem? And then let me tell you something. In Africa, the problems are a lot. And the presence of problems, it means that there is a pool of solutions. And solutions bring money. Imagine if you were to solve COVID. It was a pandemic. It was a national problem.
And the problems in Africa have layers. This problem creates that problem for this group, and that problem for that group, and a different problem for someone else.
So there is sufficient for actually all of us.
Or there's enough problems for all
of us. I mean, someone can be like, okay, Reggie seems like he has it all together. I have problems. With all of these side hustles, it means I can, if ever I'm saying I can handle 5 gigs, I can't be in 5 locations by myself. And then if you acquire a skill in this thing that I'm specializing with, then you will solve my problem and avoid me going to a particular place because you have a skill. So that's where I would say number 2, acquire skills also. Those skills that you're able to see. Let's say, for instance, content creation. People may be so busy that they don't have time to edit their videos. So if you acquire a skill, we're at the University of YouTube, at the University of YouTube of how to edit videos. And then you put yourself out there to say, no, let me save you the hassle of editing your videos. Right after shooting, send your raw, shots to me. I'll edit them and then send it to you. When you're happy, you pay me. Done.
That's beautiful. My mind
I just
is
gave
racing.
someone an idea.
You did. Someone is going to say thank you. Maybe they might not. They'll make the money and keep quiet.
Make the money and keep quiet.
But as you're saying it, I was thinking, actually, you could go and search and say, what are the top 10, top 20 high-income skills to learn in 2024?
Correct.
When you're in 2025, top skills to learn in 2025.
Sure.
Because whether you're using AI or you're checking blog posts, someone has done some investigation on what skills are becoming relevant now.
Sure.
Because of how the world is evolving.
Yes.
And each time there will be new skills to learn.
Yeah. So, yes. I was saying, here's another thing with our salary. The comfort it brings it sort of makes us to be limited to my profession. You know, that's where I'm ending. I'm not interested in the production side of things, that we need to record videos. And you look at it, it's something you are living, Ama. You know, it's something that you see people, it's done each and every day. You know, when you are watching news, you should remember that there is a background team that is making sure that this camera is facing Reggie, this one is facing Mr. Ntando, and now as Reggie is speaking, the camera is moving to Reggie, and then it's moving. Let's think about this type of things, you know. There is someone who is basically making sure that they update the apps that we use in our cell phones, you know. So how about you go into tech, find out how are these things working. There is someone at this current stage who's busy talking on a mic and trying to record an album, and it will need editing, it will need all of that, you know.
There's that. I'm thinking of another one as well. You could Google and check what do entrepreneurs in your community struggle with.
Sure.
What are
Definitely.
they bad at doing?
Yeah.
You'll find a nice long list,
Sure.
and then just pick and choose from this list. What can I help them with?
Let me tell you, Mr. Ntando, another business I've done compliance. I've registered a lot of companies.
Oh yeah, that's a side hustle that you've done.
I've done this side hustle, you know.
Yeah, talk to the numbers and how you started it.
Sure. So the compliance registration of businesses. At first, I thought it was a difficult thing. Also, to register a company, I'm sure they want a lot. Internet. Sure. That's a nice space. I'm telling you, all information is there. Oh, okay. And then I registered my company just like that, 175, and I was shocked. And when I was checking how much do people charge to register, they were talking 1,005. Imagine. And I was like, no. Let me beat this market. I'm going to charge 650. A day, I would register 10 businesses. 650. Do your mathematics. A week,
6,500.
a week, I would do 60.
Yo,
You know, a week, on a bad week, maybe 20. How much is that per week? Most of us, we don't
over
earn
12,000.
Yes, we don't earn that money per month with our employee. You know, and you check. Mostly on my side, I was targeting non-South Africans. You know, because they run businesses here like crazy. You know, and they are worried about being compliant and all of that. Oh, look, I can register it for you. You know, and then arrange someone to come and assist you with account opening and all of that. So now when you give them this space, you give them a document that shows that this is in Dando Pty Ltd. They're excited, you know. Then I got more and more customers.
When they start giving you their friends and family,
Exactly.
say, there's
You
this
know?
boy.
Yeah. So that's another space. You would actually get people who know how to register companies, but they don't have the time. They want you to capture
And
everything.
Actually, other compliance things. There are other compliance areas where entrepreneurs need to be compliant in, and they are not.
Correct.
If you master how to. Interesting. And when you're saying it, I'm thinking of a friend who did the opposite. Not compliance, but fundraising, because she realized there were a lot of ECDs,
Yes.
NPOs that were struggling for funding. And she knew a place where it was easy to apply.
Okay.
And just said, give me 15%
Of
of whatever
the
I
funding.
raise.
Yes.
And she was raising per business 500 to 3 million.
Sure. Imagine.
15% of that.
Yeah. Just because you have what? Knowledge. You have knowledge of how to do this thing. And then people are willing to pay you. You know. Maybe let's look at it this way. You are an individual, a professional, done this particular career. You love it so much. That's what you do at work. Easy peasy teaching,
tutoring.
and then you are thinking your only thing that you know is teaching mathematics. Tell me how many kids are struggling with mathematics. You know, so imagine if ever you were to venture into a side hustle where you actually even teach online.
And there are many now. There are many now.
Yeah.
I have friends who are teaching Chinese students.
Exactly.
English.
English, yes. Outside of the country.
Some teaching isiZulu to people who struggle to speak isiZulu, or parents who don't have time to teach native languages.
Exactly.
And they tutor these kids online.
Online, yes. When you're talking about the one of teaching maybe in China while you're in South Africa, imagine, you're getting paid maybe in dollars or in those yens, but it's something, you look at it. And one would say, hey, I need my rest, because these things, remember time frames, China and South Africa, they are not the same. Chances are that this time around it's at night or something like that. But you just deny yourself that 9 p.m. of watching soapies and teach English and make your extra income. Whether the repo rate increases or decreases, you are price inelastic. You don't respond to price.
You like that language.
Sure.
There's a lady I was talking to. She was a student as well, and she did tutoring as well, side hustling.
Yeah.
But she says she realized that she was getting a lot of clients, and now she couldn't cope.
Sure.
But she came up with an idea and talked to all of these parents and said, look, I can give you quality control.
Sure.
That someone else will teach your student, but I will train them. And if they don't show up, I will personally come.
There. Yeah.
But it's not going to be me coming.
Sure.
And she got most of them to agree, and a lot of the new ones that came through to agree.
Sure.
You know what she did? She went to her classmates.
Yeah. And employed
and employed her classmates. Straight up.
Sure. And I mean, it's a solution. Chances are that the classmate needed some extra income.
Yeah.
Now they have an extra income. And now all she does is to manage
all of them.
Yeah,
go there. Get paid.
Yeah, sure. And how she did that, she identified a space where she's in and started looking for opportunities. Sometimes the opportunities, we want them to come from someone else while we are actually sitting on top of opportunities ourselves. So problems are all over. Oh, let me tell you another thing. You must make people to think they have problems.
Is another common language.
Think about it. If ever, sometimes I don't think there's a need for me to have a cleaner at my house. But I'm very busy. And I don't know, with me, when my house is dirty, I don't function that well because this space. And then now I'm thinking I have to clean it and all of that. Or maybe my vehicle. You need to keep your car clean so that it stays in a good quality, the paint and all of that. This is your language. You are selling me your solution to say, let me wash your car. Don't worry about your car. You understand? So that's me. This person is giving me a problem that I was never aware that I have.
Also, you recognize challenges that people might be having.
Yes.
And then as part of selling, you just talk those pain points.
Yeah.
Are you this kind of person who is busy, loves their job, but is tired when they get home?
Exactly.
And you don't have time to do 1, 2, 3.
Sure. There's these adverts, usually about funeral. They will tell you, I've seen a comment where they would say, hey, this person and this person, no matter how peaceful or healthy you think you are, they will always remind you that one day you will die. And these products, we are the ones who are selling them. We sell funeral insurance to people. We sell life covers and all of that.
It's interesting that you say that because even sales can be a side hustle. There are people that have products that don't know how to sell them.
Sure.
And if you have mastered how to talk and sell a product online,
definitely,
that can be an easy side hustle for you.
Yeah, you look at it. Influencers are doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it.
They look at this particular product, and then they're like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to take a video of myself utilizing this product. And the owner of this product will see how well I'm selling it. And they will want to partner with me, and we make money. You see how I'm at 2000? We are so active in providing solutions for people. Are you
going there now?
And you look at it. Chances are that particular cosmetic brand, they were not looking into maybe expanding their marketing like that. But because this person took an initiative and said, no, you need this particular type of marketing. And then they then see, oh, actually, this person did so well with our product. It's a problem they never thought they have.
That's good that you're talking to the creator economy because another easy side hustle, creating content for business people that don't have time to create content.
Exactly. Or managing
Because-
even their pages.
And managing their pages. That is an easy side hustle. There
Yeah.
is a lot of kids, there's a lot of people actually that have mastered social media
Sure.
from using it and
Sure.
as a consumer.
Sure.
You know what works, you know what people like,
Sure.
you know what trends,
They even know
you
what time to post.
You know what time to post, but you're
Yeah.
not doing it for someone
For
who
money.
will pay
Yeah.
you.
Sure.
And
Sure.
when you go and talk to someone who needs that service and who is better at it, that's a side hustle that
Sure.
you can have.
Yeah, and I mean, it can be as easy as you being able to. I can go to Mr. Ndano and say, sure, the page, yeah, mindset profits. Yeah, man, the coloring doesn't look too weird.
need
You
to
know,
balance one,
yeah,
two,
let's
three.
put in some graphics and and then you come at
You
at
are going
first,
to get me people DM me and saying, now we need 20 things to
you
add.
know, at first it comes as if I'm coming to volunteer.
Yeah.
But then it will hit Mr. Ndano to say, sure, what an amazing work this young person has done on my profile. This can't go on for free. Or sometimes I just decide not to avail myself. Yeah. And then I start telling you, when you ask me, no, you know, Ash, I'm trying to
Something
push
else is
financially.
coming up.
Yeah, so Ash, I've got this person, they've decided to pay me. And then now you will come with an offer.
That's a good tip actually to
Sure.
those that don't know where to start.
Yeah.
You could just volunteer for different types of businesses.
Sure, correct.
You never know what you land on,
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
like,
yeah.
or what information you get to. And sometimes it's even through networking events and just talking to as many people as possible
Sure.
about opportunities.
Yes, that's correct. Another one which I would like to speak on is sales. We've run away from like selling stuff, buying things and then selling them.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh.
I passed this one storage one time, and I saw these people. They're selling water, bottled water, and they have them. They are like full in the storage, and I'm asking myself. So this then became a business. Someone just came and told us that this tap water of yours is so unhealthy, and that's their marketing to say you need to start drinking bottled water, purified water. You know, you find that I've been drinking tap water for all my life, no problem with me. But then now, because someone came and sold me an idea of bottled water, now I want to
Stay away from the tap
water. You know, just making money from water, just like that.
That's good. There's one you talked about last time on radio, and it was containers. Those that, mama that go and cook lunch, they make a killing.
I bought one before I came here. I bought one before I came here. They make a killing, hey? And you look at how the system has, I don't know how to call it. They've made us blind, you know. Because when I see a mama sitting at the corner selling amagwenya, selling that pap and steak, and I am in my tie, I'm thinking, you know what? Actually,
You're feeling sorry for them.
Support. You know, you'd actually see some people actually saying, I went to this mama, I found her Avuli market, and I bought everything. According to me, I'm like zamaring them. Those people are revenuing. They have good revenue. There's a lady who was telling me from this pap and steak container, they are making at least 35,000 per month. You go into a retail store and you are sitting there on a till, you don't make that amount of money. I'm telling you.
And there's a brother that's there or a sister there feeling like they are better than that person.
Yes.
I would never do this. Can't you?
Yeah, no, I'll never do this. I'm an
mama
accountant.
is making twice
I am
what
an
you make.
accountant. You know, I can't be sitting at the corner there. You know, and you see how actually even us, the South African youth, especially the qualified, you know, we think money has a name. You know, what I mean by that, whatever money I'm getting, it should come from this nice profession that I have. You know, I need to be Reggie the analyst. You know, and sometimes you look at it. I studied BCom economics and econometrics. Even with what I do at work, I didn't do any form of economics. You know, but I get to see how my degree got to benefit me in every space that I'm in. It shaped my mind. So if ever we can be people who think out of the box. We don't limit our degree to this particular thing, but then we look at it at the broader scope to say, okay, how can this degree of mine work for me?
With what I've learned, what are my options for applying what I've learned? All right.
Yes.
I like that. Let's keep it off with two things.
Yeah.
How do I finance my side hustle when I'm starting?
Sure.
Your tips for how to just finance and your tips for how to manage a team. The one thing you're saying about, especially these businesses that are container businesses, someone will not have picked this up, and I'll say it. You could be sitting in your office, but it doesn't mean you don't have the money to invest in the container, to buy the equipment.
Exactly.
And then go look for a mama that can cook.
Correct.
And then come up with that partnership.
Sure. And then possibly pay them on commission.
Pay them on commission. To you, it's a side hustle.
Yeah.
To them, it's employment.
It's employment. Yeah. And they will own it as long as you are taking a good care of them. You know? Because one of the greatest successes of a business, what I've observed is that your human capital, how you look after them, how you take care of them, how you give them ownership to the business, it really can help you grow your business. The growth of the business.
That's your tip for managing your team.
Yeah. So managing your team, give them that sense of ownership. I mean, with most of the boys that I work with in sound, I told them, you guys have sound. Post it as if it's yours. This week, I got added in a group where that name of the group is my company. This young man contacted me, told me, look, dude, I'm thinking of us acting as an agent for people who would like people to play live band instruments for them.
All right.
Yes. So we create this group, we add the people we know who are in this space, and then when someone is, let's say for instance, a church is looking for a drummer on Sunday, we invoice them, they pay us, we take our portion, we send the drummer.
Pay the drummer.
And I thought about it. I was like, okay, sure. You know what? Let's do that, and then we'll look at it. We'll look at it and see how it works. So this person they've had this ownership. They've brought something that I never thought of into the business.
And once you empower your team to that level where they feel like this is mine, then you don't have to worry too much about trust.
Yes, correct. And then even about the equipment, because now they treat it as it's theirs. So you are at a much more better space. Then when it comes to financing, especially when you are employed, you are in a much better position. Most of the time, actually, we talk about not starting side hustles because we don't have the capital, but we actually do work. We have some form of income that we are receiving on a monthly basis. Maybe the type of side hustle you would like to start requires a huge amount of money. Nothing wrong with starting small. There's nothing wrong with starting small. And then I would say, here's another thing: start building skills. Belong also to a community. Because really, most of the skills we build as we interact with people, as we spend time with other people, and then you're able to see, oh, this is how we control a mic. This is how, oh, I'm part of a particular church, and I'm a cameraman there. These people in this church, they get married, they do events. Who is their photographer at their weddings? You understand? And then if ever I get to a space where I raise that amount of money, go to Facebook Market. There's always cameras being sold there. People are leaving that market. You get yourself for 2005, you start doing your 2005 gigs, taking pictures. In 2 gigs, you can cover whatever capital you've started this business with.
Beautiful. All right. So final tips: encourage Amatuke. You have a passion for the young people.
Sure.
I will give you that space. what words of encouragement do you have for them? Because for them, it might not be side hustles if they are not employed, but it is get up from wherever it is you're lying down and do something out there with your life.
Yeah. So what I would say, number one, let's value the issue of time. Time is a currency. Time is a currency. We need to make sure that we manage our time in such a way that we are able to account for it, and we are able to stipulate, this is how I used my time. We know the value of my time, and then let's obtain skills. If we manage our time properly, we allocate a space or a budget, because it's a currency. We allocate a budget towards us sharpening particular skills. We sharpen those skills, acquiring knowledge of how to survive. Do research about the market. The market has a lot of problems, and those who think they don't have problems, make them aware that they have problems, and then provide solutions for those so that they pay you for it, And then after, let's build a legacy, Money doesn't have a name. You can make money from car wash, and that money will still buy you
whatever you want.
Whatever that you want, So let's focus on also changing our mindset. Well, we are on mindset profit, and how we change our mindset. It's based on what are we eating, what are we feeding our mind. So be careful what you feed your mind. The shows we watch, others are just to make us laugh. My mindset profit podcast. Usually here it's about empowering your mind, and then you are able to see that there is no limit. The ceiling is just here. Hit the sky. Let's meet in heaven.
Thank you for joining us till this time. And I did promise that there will be a man coming to join us and talk side hustles. A man who has mastered the game, who is loving the game. And he is still not quitting his job.
Yeah, sure.
Give others a chance.
Yeah, no. We do more. As we identify problems, we continuously come with a solution and branch out to these side hustles as much as possible. You know why?
Why?
Because the economy is not doing well. We need to help those who can think out of the box and give them something to do.
Also, you keep creating side hustles and recruiting. You create another one and recruit.
People, So,
beautiful.
Yeah.
I hope this has been valuable to you. Let us know in the comments what you liked, what you enjoyed. And just remember, we appreciate those likes, those comments. See you in the next episode.